A second man has been convicted of malicious wounding in connection with the vicious and brutal beating of Deandre Harris in a downtown Charlottesville parking garage following last summer's white nationalist alt-right rally that left scores injured and 3 people dead, including 2 Virginia state troopers. Alt-right Trump supporter Michael Ramos was found guilty yesterday evening by a Charlottesville jury for his role in the cowardly mob beating carried out by a group of white supremacists. During the trial, Ramos's attorney argued that all Ramos did was take a cheap shot on Harris, and that shot did not contribute to the malicious wounding, and asked the jury to find his client guilty of the lesser charge of assault and battery, which is a misdemeanor and only carries a maximum sentence of 1 year in jail. The jury saw video evidence of Ramos striking Harris after he had already been struck with a flagpole by another member of the alt-right. Once given the case, it only took the jury 35 minutes to return a guilty verdict for malicious wounding. The jury recommended Ramos serve 6 years in a Virginia state prison. Earlier this week, a Charlottesville jury also convicted Arkansas white nationalist Jacob Goodwin of malicious wounding for the beating and recommended he serve 10 years in a prison. Both men will be sentenced by Judge Richard Moore on August 23rd. 2 more men face malicious wounding charges as a result of the attack. Next up on the chopping block, Daniel Borden of Ohio is scheduled to go on trial June 6, 2018, followed by Tyler Watkins Davis of Florida on July 18, 2018. 2 down and 2 to go. When we first broke news of the Ramos conviction, blog style last night, people were asking, why am I highlighting the fact that Ramos is a Trump supporter? Well, since Donald J. Trump began his bid for president, he would hold huge rallies where he would encourage his rallygoers to attack black protesters at his rallies. And they did.
Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously.
And he would say things like this.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, you know, they would not do it again so easily. I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. That's true.
Knocking the hell out of that big mouth. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
Trump was openly endorsed by the KKK, and it took him months to disavow their support. White nationalist Richard Spencer made this speech after Trump's electoral win.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
And a month before the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, the loyal white knights of the KKK held their own rally in Charlottesville. I was there, and I asked this Klansman if he voted for Trump.
Did you vote for Donald Trump? Yes, I did. Would you vote for him again? Yeah.
It is apparent and obvious that white nationalists and racists and bigoted alt-right white supremacists feel emboldened and empowered by Donald J. Trump's victory. People that used to whisper their hate and prejudices in their own communities, or that were only brave enough to share their backwards views behind a keyboard and a computer screen, now feel that they can take those views public and be proud of those views. Because if the President of the United States supports those views and won't condemn neo-Nazis and alt-white white supremacists, in essence, these weak-minded folks will naturally think it's acceptable. A word to the wise: take Trump's advice if you want to. These guys did. Look where it got them. 10-year and 6-year prison sentences. Don't let this president's words talk you into a lengthy prison sentence like these 2 racists did. In the Breaking Through newsroom, Theo Whitelow for Breaking Through.